Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is the Advice Arena, where I give you advice on playing Arena. This is my Boom Priest run. I got off to a pretty solid start, but has since faltered a little, and I'm losing faith in what I thought was a deck with quite a bit of potential. I was expecting 7+ wins, but unfortunately, things have not worked out quite that well. We've had a few bad turns and some ridiculous stuff from our opponents. So currently we sit in 3-2 position, and it's going to be tough to string together a couple wins from here, but we're certainly not going to give up. I think we could do it. I only need 4 more wins for what I would consider a satisfactory run. So we'll get lucky. No, we won't. We'll play well. We'll play well. That'll be enough. Sure, we'll find a worthy opponent here soon. Lately, we've had some ridiculously worthy opponents. But I won't let that get us down, right? A couple early game turns, deciding entire games is part of Arena, so you have to get used to it and hope to find some of those turns yourself and flip them on your opponent. In Standard, new strategies are constantly evolving. Yeah, that's true to some extent, but they're also doing that in Wild, so I don't know. Well, it looks like Hearthstone's having a lot of trouble finding me a game. This does tend to happen from time to time. But typically if I sit it out, it will resolve itself. I'm really not sure why my client has so many difficulties. Hearthstone seems to be the most challenging game for this PC that can otherwise handle games at ultra level, even like Overwatch. So who knows what's going on? It seems to be taking an exceedingly long time this round, so hopefully I don't lose the Boom Priest on a technicality. That would be pretty unfortunate. There's life in the client. Sure, we'll say you were reconnected to your game, even though I was never quite aware that we were disconnected from our game. Yep. Okay. Cool, I guess. Hopefully we still have time to mulligan. It seemed like that took forever. I don't know. It's going to be tough without a mulligan. Or a turn 1, for heaven's sake. Resuming. That's hopeful. Oh, right. We're the opponent. Yeah. Okay. This looks okay so far. Alright, we've got a turn 1. We don't know who we're playing, but don't need to know that. We'll toss back the Acolyte here. We've already got kind of a card draw card in an early play, so I don't need to be super greedy for the Acolyte. The Youthful's good. Much like in a previous instance of this run, playing the Northshire on 1 and following it up with the Youthful Brewmaster's pretty intriguing, just because if they can't deal with your Northshire, you can leave it out there, but if they do have a way to kill it or trade free, you can pull it back and still play your 2-drop. So I like that a lot. Plus the Nerubian Prophet. Huh, maybe it was him that was having difficulty. Maybe Hearthstone was giving us both issues, and he gave up, but I persisted and had hope. Unfortunately, I think my game will probably be frozen here. This has happened before. The game is just broken. Let's try to quit, but stay tuned. And we're back. So as you just saw, we won a free game, which hate to have that happen to the opponent because it has happened to us before, but we certainly won't complain. We'll take it. 4-1, or excuse me, 4-2 is now the current status for the Boom Priest, and we'll see if we can't still string together a few more wins to get all the way to 7. Hopefully the Hearthstone client does not punish myself and my opponent this time around. I still don't know what causes that. If anybody out there has heard of other people with similar problems, or have seen streamers who've encountered these kind of hang-ups on the finding opponent screen. I'd love more details. If you let me know, I'd be happy to look into it. I have not heard any rumblings on Reddit or anywhere else that this is a common issue, so I have a feeling it's related just to me as we take on 2 Ysera 1 Cup. Quite the name. So we'll go ahead and toss back these 4s in search of a 3. We do have the Mind Vision into the Youthful Brewmaster, so we have some reliable stuff. That encourages me to be a little bit greedy to get better cards. The Nerubian Prophet is actually a 3-drop. Since it's in our opening hand, it will be reduced down to 3 cost by the time turn 3 rolls around. That is so good to open a game with, man. I'll probably still just Mind Vision here. He's only got 3 cards, so it's going to give us a lot of details. He's definitely going to play that next turn, at least, or something else. That's scary. It's going to have a lot of stuff on board right at the start of the game. The Flame Juggler here is potentially really good and potentially just below average. Ugh, that's the worst outcome. Now you can just heal trade, or just heal kill. Excuse me. If he does heal, it's actually not that bad for us because it doesn't put a lot of power out on the board, right? Shadow Word Pain. I don't think that's something I play right now. I think I stick to my curve here. He doesn't have a clean trade. He's running out of cards. If I can kill like a 4 or a 5 drop, like an Aberrant Berserker, for instance, or a Psychotron with this... What did we say, boys? What did we say? He's got a bad trade, so we're actually going to be ahead on the board despite this really slow start. And we haven't even utilized our coin yet, so we're even at 30 health. So we definitely used our resources correctly here. And we'll play the Worgen. Could play the Brewmaster, but I don't really see the advantage. We can't likely heal the Brewmaster anyway. So the 1 health versus 2 health makes very little difference, and this could extract value later in the game, right? So, like to see a Dr. Boom or something to coin out. Probably play Psychotron, maybe Cavaldi or Raider. Depends on what he does, if it's likely to live or not. It's actually kind of tough to kill, right? I'm a little worried that he has a Shadow Word Pain to kill my Psychotron. So I don't really want to play that too much. It's very unlikely, right? He's only going to have 4 cards. He only had a 3 mana card to play, so those are likely high cost cards, not other stuff. He could have had a Shadow Word Pain and not played it, obviously, because he didn't have a target. That's fine. If I play this, he can run it in, but he'll need a way to do 1 damage. If I play this, it's kind of a similar story, but he'd need a way to do 2 damage, so Holy Nova would do it in either instance. Play this, Shadow Word Pain beats it, but then he only has 4 mana remaining. I could just play the Spawn of Shadows kind of to test it out. I think we'll just play the smart card and not try to play around counters of a single card, right? Shadow Word Pain is very unlikely, so we'll just play what we think is best, right on curve. We can coin out the Cavaldi or Hero Power this turn if we want to get it to a 6/6. I'm a little sad about Shadow Word Death in that case. So maybe we'll just play the Wind Fury Harpy and see if he has a way to deal with it. 4 attack can be challenging for Priest. We don't have buffs or anything to make this super valuable. But the Hero Power on Priest, if it does trade into something and you're able to heal it and attack again, Entomb. That's actually not that good when we have this many big things to hit him with. So I think I'm going to play the... doesn't really help though because I can't heal myself very well. We'll just play the Harpy as we said. It can trade here, right? It can maybe kill another thing. We might be able to Northshire Cleric Hero Power on it next turn. I never get Entomb. So he's going to have 1 instead. Great. Awesome news. And I'm going to give it ridiculous health thanks to this guy. I don't even have a way to trade effectively here. I'm gonna Curator first. Corrupted Healbot actually kind of trades into the Cavaldier Raider, right? It's not bad at all. I think I'm gonna grab it. We can still kill this thing because it's probably gonna get the health no matter what I do. It's just I hate to make that an 8-11 next turn. It's really scary, especially without an actual guaranteed way to kill it. I may have to send a lot of resources into it, but I don't have a way otherwise to do it, right? There's no way to do 2 damage to kill the... Still gonna take the biggest guy for sure. Yeah, that feels really bad, but again, I don't know what else to do. He can trade either way. I think actually the Harpy is worse than the Healbot. In other words, he should kill the Healbot, right? Because it has more health. The Harpy can't really trade very well right now. He heals it, it goes up to 9. I still actually don't have a way to kill it. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. That's a nightmare. I can actually deal with it at least, but... Is that a shadow? Oh no, we're in a really bad place now. We're in a really, really bad place, guys. We're in such a bad place, guys. I want to pop the Divine Shield and use this again. I don't know another way out of the game right now without this Curator hitting big. I can Brewmaster Cavaldier's 7, can coin for the Hero Power's 8. It goes to 6/6. Unfortunately, he can heal this thing to 9 health next turn, so he gets another free trade if I do that. I just do not have a way to deal with this. I don't even have a death in the deck. Wouldn't have helped to play mine, because he was sitting on a death the whole time. I think I'm going to grab this back instead of use the Divine Shield. This might give me a way to win the game, because I don't actually see another one. None of these help at all. Jeez, I'm just going to get this to play now. I'm going to throw this out as well, this Divine Shield bait, perhaps, because otherwise he gets a really nice trade here. Drawing a card could make the difference. I think we're in a really bad spot. A bunch of little things are better against a big guy than another big guy. So, the Death Rattle minions we got a choice of really weren't helpful at all. That's a great card. I'm not feeling good here. He's probably going to go face. I don't actually think it's right. Oh, he's going to trade. Good on him. Goes up to 6 when he heals it. He's giving me... Oh, Spellbreaker's the dream. Oh my gosh, I think that puts us in the game. I can Spellbreak. This will go to 4. Abusive Sergeant does not actually get me through there very well. Activated Evil's not that helpful, but this is enough to keep me in the game, I think, right? What do I do now, though? This thing's... I guess I gotta kill it, but it's not fun, right? I gotta use... does Activated Evil help? No, because these die and I can't attack first because this is in the way. So that's not good at all. The target here is actually quite irrelevant. They're both gonna die. I have no way to heal for an advantage. We'll play this guy, just because it contests his board, right? We have 2 4-attack guys. He can get 1 clean trade here and heal. But we'll still be able to trade next turn. We have almost as many cards as him, so we're almost in the game thanks to Spellbreaker. Otherwise, that dude was just going to go crazy. If he plays like 4 or 5 really tiny guys, I'm going to be super happy because I can just Activate an Evil and take the board with Silverhand Hero Power. Play a bunch of little dudes. Spellbreaker was my only out, I think. I don't think I had another card that killed that thing. Midnight Drake, so not that good.
How many fingers do you see?
Man, spell damage would make Excavated Evil good, but otherwise it's really quite bad. This actually sets up a pretty interesting trade. The Holy Champion is very threatening right now, so I think I have to do that. And I think I'll play the Regent, because right now, if he uses both of those to kill the Stormwind, then the Regent will survive to generate value. If he doesn't, he can't kill the Regent cleanly because it's got 4 attack. So Entomb or something is bad, like Shadow of Death is bad. Fossilized Devilsaur is... Oh wow, that's really good. It's a really good turn. Man, why don't I get turns like this? Like, seriously? I don't think I can play the Gavaldir because it just dies as an 8/8, dies to an 8/8, or these guys as well. I'm going to play this and bait out an Excavated Evil, maybe, if he loads up the board with one more guy. I can either trade into it, Excavated Evil. The Fossilized Devilsaur is very likely to live regardless. But I might get a lot of value out of this. That's actually pretty good. Makes the Excavated Evil a little harder. Arcane Nullifier, Excavated Evil is actually not bad. It stalls at least. Obviously it dies for free, but what more can I do, right? He had Abusive Sergeant and Fossilized Devilsaur. Like, oh my gosh. Really? You can heal it to... Oh, that's too good. I don't think I can... I don't think I can get out of this. He's gonna have 13 damage. At least is on curve. He has to kill that, but unfortunately he can heal it first. It goes to 7, which means he's going to have 1 health left, which means I have no way to kill it because he can also trade into the Puddle Stomper for free. So I think somehow Fossilized Devilsaur is going to win in the game. If he goes face, I mean, there's a chance we could come back in, but I can't believe he'd make that mistake. Like I said, we don't have AoE to deal with that at all. We're just gonna die. Especially now, jeez. Yeah, that's game. He has 13 plus 4, he has 17. We're technically alive, but he gets a free trade. You can even heal it first to keep it alive. He'd have to light bomb his own board for us to win at this point, I think. And Priest is what's beaten us this run. We've lost to 2 Priests and a Paladin. It's like only the light can take us down. Unreal. That's the classes we lost to. Didn't see Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom would have been a pretty decent way to contest the board a couple turns ago. Obviously, we're dead now. Oh, he spotted lethal. Nice. Alright, disappointing run to say the least. Honestly, although it's a 4-win run, it didn't deserve to be. That was a freebie. Who knows if we would have won that game or not. So maybe my deck was not as good as I thought. Not as good as I thought. Let's see what we get. Man, common reward cards are just awful. It's literally just no dust and no gold. So we got 50 gold. It's okay. Hopefully the pack makes up for some of our bad luck. It never does, but hopefully this time it will. Actually a really nice pack. 2 rares. A golden common and an epic. That's actually a sick pack. I have all these cards. Golden Flame Wreath Faceless. That's an excuse to play Shaman. Alright. Not that you need an excuse to play Shaman right now, but... Alright, that'll wrap it up for the Boom Priest. A little disappointing. I thought we'd do much better. But sometimes you gotta take what you can get, and we didn't get very much this time around. So thanks so much for watching this edition of Advice Arena. Until next time, with a brand new run, game on.